One of the lowest performing school districts in the state is on the verge tonight of becoming one of the highest performing schools. The state says Jennings School District went from an almost failing 50% score to an almost 80% in a year. 5 on your side's Farah Fazal went to find out what it took and how a new leader turned the district around.
The journey of what seemed like 1,000 miles.
They had schools in the district that were the lowest performing in the state.
Started with small steps.
How was your day today, sir?
Of one-on-ones.
What was your favorite class today?
Day in and day out.
Jennings was a place with unrealized potential. We have a little bit over 91% free reduced lunch, 98% African-American students.
The Jennings School District failed for years. Children weren't learning.
The kids were basically out of control.
Teachers couldn't teach.
Lots of disrespect. A lot of teachers that were disheartened and thought that we're just going through the motions.
Money bled out of the red.
There were so many consultants in the building that were being paid out of the Title I money, and the teachers were confused because every training was different.
Almost 40 years of teaching and a road to retirement could have ended Melba Davis's career. She came back 4 years ago to try to make a difference.
This work is really about showing that students can achieve at high levels, whether they're in poverty, whether they're a minority. That does not make a difference.
2 years ago, Dr. Tiffany Anderson came back to St. Louis to take the job most superintendents didn't want.
Kids don't have time to wait for you to get it right in 4 or 5 years.
Change needed to come fast.
Kids will work hard for you if they trust you. Guess what? Adults are the same way.
Dr. Anderson had to show students, teachers, and parents she cared.
Doing things that really demonstrate you care. We do home visits. We have a washer and dryer in every school. We have a mental health facility in every school.
She wanted parents to care too.
If parents want to wash a load of laundry for free a day, they can have 1 hour volunteerism. If you have 4 loads of laundry, that's 4 hours of volunteerism.
She spends every day with the children she serves. She does crossing guard duty.
This week I was teaching in 6th grade. Part of teaching in 6th grade is because there's a need.
Photojournalist John Kelly and I followed Dr. Anderson for a day to see how learning happens here. She and her staff started college prep a year ago.
You saw kids creating robots in classrooms. You saw 2 students studying the Ebola virus. You saw some students in a journalism classroom writing about the Ferguson issue. We don't shy away from situations like Ferguson or talking about race or violence. When you teach students how to think and analyze situations and be critical thinkers, the test scores will naturally follow.
Middle school college prep is hard work. Mrs. Davis has it up.
She asked teachers when we started the College Prep Academy, who's willing to stay after school and work an extra hour a day? Who's willing to work year-round and be in school in June? Who's willing to come early and who's willing to work every Saturday?
The attendance in college prep is like 97 and 98%. The kids are scoring off the charts. Our goal is to make the whole school college prep. We have kids that want to get in. We have teachers that now want to teach in college prep.
Dr. Anderson says children here learn above their grades.
So if you were in 4th grade, we're not going to give you a 4th grade textbook. You're going to get a 5th grade textbook.
Teachers teach to the top.
There's a kindergarten teacher at Northview Elementary, Miss Olson. Phenomenal. Kids leave this kindergarten class knowing multiplication, division, and writing persuasive essays at 5 years old.
Teachers have to pass an assessment to be able to teach at Jennings. More than 50% of them don't make the cut.
These are people who interviewed well, who we would normally pick, who look like they are professional, and we may have actually hired them had we not given them an assessment.
Dr. Anderson and her administrators go to high-performing schools around St. Louis, across the state, and around the country.
Pattonville had a phenomenal school year, and we are looking forward to calling Dr. Fulton, that superintendent, and learning from what they're doing. You have excellence in your backyard, and in order to figure out how to make things work, we need to look at what's working.
Jennings School District teetered at 50% last year on the state's accreditation scores. This year, it's at 79%. Were you surprised when you got 79%?
We were not, because we actually project our academic achievement. Even in a district with over 90% poverty, with over 90% minority students, even in that district, improvements can happen. If we can show that it can happen in Jennings, the hope is to be an inspiration and to have hope everywhere.
Dr. Anderson says one by one, day by day, the small steps are the cornerstone of Jennings' journey of 1,000 miles. In Jennings, Farah Fazal, News Channel 5.
Dr. Anderson doesn't even live in St. Louis. She commutes 4 hours several times a week to Kansas to be with her husband and children. She says the sacrifice is worth it to see Jennings become the district she believes it can be.